This is the MLW Radio Network.
Hey, Meanie.
Yes.
Before we start the show today, can I get a round of applause? Today, I'm excited to announce that Manscaped has launched their Ultra Premium Collection. Believe it or not, it's for your not-so-private parts. Talking about a leveled-up hygiene routine with your favorite manly scent. This is an all-in-one skin and hair care kit for the everyday man and covers you literally from head to toe. Manscaped is trusted below the waist. Now trust them with the rest. Join the 4 million men worldwide. 4 million men. Holy shit. Who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code MINDMeanie. Now, Meanie, we know how essential the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0 is for that precise trim below the waist. Their advanced skin-safe technology reduces cuts to your most delicate areas, but now you can enhance the perfect grooming routine with their Ultra Premium Collection. Meanie, tell me about how this Ultra Premium Collection has worked for your little John and Eastside boys.
Oh, man. I never have to worry about being embarrassed in those most intimate of moments. Whether it's, the hair care, the weed whacker with the nose hair and the ear hair, and down below, and down to my toes. Manscaped's got me covered, man. They sent us some quality products. We got some more stuff coming in the mail very soon that I'm excited about. It all comes in this really good looking travel bag, man. Manscaped has got every guy covered from head to toe. And I don't know if I'd be as presentable as I am today without Manscaped.
I enjoy looking presentable as well. I'll be taking 6 weeks off coming up soon, but that doesn't mean I won't have time to get little John and the Eastside boys looking ready for my wife's love. So don't forget, this package includes Manscaped's premium deodorant. And it's not for your balls, guys. It's for your stinky-ass armpits. This deodorant dries clear. It's aluminum-free, and it smells like their signature scent. Their hydrating body moisturizer. If you have tattoos or you have issues with dry skin like I do, it's designed to keep your skin feeling fresh, clean, and smelling good. The body wash, you lather it up. It's got the infused aloe vera and sea salt. It's the shower gel with the 2-in-1 conditioner and shampoo to clean your scalp. Plus, it's got a free gift. It's a 3-pack set of lip balm that's made with ingredients like vitamin E, peppermint, and eucalyptus oil to keep your chappers feeling moist. That's 4 products and a gift inside of this collection, which is an incredible score. But the best part is, Blue Meanie, that these products are cruelty-free, paraben-free, vegan-friendly, and dye-free. The best ingredients you can find with zero compromise. Getting dressed afterwards is optional enough, you know what I mean? Wear one great scent all day long. Get that Ultra Premium Collection hot off the shelves right now. Plus, you can get 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code MINDMeanie at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code MINDMeanie at manscaped.com. The power of attraction is now in a bottle thanks to Manscaped. And Meanie, I want to thank Manscaped for sponsoring the show again this week.
Thanks for keeping us presentable, and thanks for keeping the lights on.
Yes, sir.
This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Hey, yo, welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world, according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I am your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie, what's on your mind?
Spring is about to be sprung. It's nighttime. It's 6 o'clock in the evening, and the sun is still out, and I got my windows open, and I got to let sleep with a nice breeze. I'm a happy meanie right now.
You look happy.
I am a happy meanie. That was a little quote from What We Do in the Shadows. It's 6 o'clock in the evening. sorry for those who haven't seen the movie, but nah, man, I'm really happy. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy I'm here. I'm happy the Pod Squad's in the chat. We had a lovely little chat before, we started this show, which is the benefit of patreon.com/mindofthemeanie. You get to watch us do this live and in person. I'm feeling pretty good. Last week I worked the NWA gimmick. I was at the Crockett Cup. Nice little surprise at the Crockett Cup. Got some good feedback. Had a great time. The NWA's got some great stuff going on over there, and I'm in a great mood right now. So
I can tell that your spirits have been lifted. I'm also excited. I'm also happy to see you, sir, and I'm always happy to see the Pod Squad here with us today for this episode. Here, we got to start at the very top, though. I do want to congratulate you for showing up at the Crockett Cup. I loved the Scott Hall tribute. I thought you did it perfectly. Sometimes, in fact, dare I say, you do the Razor, the blue guy, better than the bad guy sometimes.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
Loved it, though. The toothpick and everything, man. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed watching it. But we got to start.
Well, here's the...
What's that?
What's that? Oh, no. I was going to say, the funny thing is, when I first started doing, we did the BWO, and I was the blue guy, and instead of the toothpick, I used to use a chicken bone, in the beginning. So we're hanging out backstage at the Crockett Cup. I was like, man, I should probably use a toothpick. So they had a runner go out specifically to get me a box of toothpicks, which made me feel kind of special, But talk about a bucket list moment, man.
I'm sure.
I mean, we lost Scott. It was tragic, but just to get to pay tribute to him, at the Crockett Cup, was a bucket list moment because I grew up, a Scott Hall fan. I grew up NWA fan. So my two worlds come together where I get to say I worked the Crockett Cup. But, me working the Crockett Cup, I got to pay tribute to a guy who made the wrestling business a better place for me to work in. And he made it possible for me to make better money. So when I told him I was going to do the Scott Hall thing, everybody was like all on board for it. And, I got to do the toothpick, So like I had the box of toothpicks. I put one behind my ear. I had one in my mouth. I'm doing a bunch of things. For some reason, I was like, fuck. I took the toothpick out of my mouth. I'm sitting, I just slide it into the top of my knee pad. And I just kind of forget it was there. So I go out. I have some backup toothpicks in the pocket. So I do the one to the camera as I come through the entrance. Come down the aisle. I reach in my pocket, pretend I pull another one out of my mouth, a little sleight of hand. Do another one at the camera. So after my match, I go back. And we do our thank yous and stuff like that in the match. And I have to say it was awesome teaming with Aaron Stevens, and wrestling Dango and RTG, and they were so super cool with me and treated me with such respect. But we did our thank yous after a match. I sat down. I went to pull my knee pad down, and I was like, I still have I just wrestled a whole match with a toothpick in my fucking knee pad. But yeah, it was an amazing event. So proud of Billy and what he's doing over there.
Yeah.
Just much like when I worked for AEW, like that locker room atmosphere was super cool. This was just right up there with the AEW locker room environment. So professional. Everybody's there just to have, put on a good product and have fun and make money and stuff like that. So, and the crowd was super great. It was great to wrestle at the Nashville Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Legendary place. So yeah, just it was a great weekend. Again, in true Meanie fashion, I kayfabed I was even doing it, and I didn't tell like maybe 2 or 3 people knew I was doing it, but it was fun getting to the building and just like nobody knowing anything, and it's just the feeling, the build up to that feeling you get right as you're about to go through the curtain. and to feel that reaction was awesome. So thank you to Billy Corgan and the crew at NWA. Everybody behind the scenes was phenomenal. All the wrestlers are great, and it was an awesome time.
It looked like you had a great time. I wanted to ask though, because you mentioned it now, the pop that you get when you come out into the crowd. I mean, that you've had that happen pretty much your entire career. Does that ever get old? Like, do you ever does it ever? And then in certain instances, is there ever a moment where, like, because I know I heard a friend of the show, Bully Ray, talk about it one time, his pop at the Rumble when he came out in Philadelphia. Basically said he as people in my circle would say, he dumbed out, right? Like, he just didn't know where he was. He became disoriented. Has it happened to you during a pop? And if that does, how do you recalibrate in that moment?
Well, that's the thing. It's kind of like if you get a nice big pop, it's kind of like an outer body experience kind of thing. But older veteran me, I'm more likely to keep my composure now. To where if you watch my entrance, during if you watch me during Stevie Richards' entrance during Barely Legal, I'm out of my fucking mind. Just like so full of energy, where if my brain was in that body, I would be a little bit more composed and stuff like that, But, there's always that fear that nobody's going to react.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, a lot of the guys behind it, things are like, oh, you're going to get a good reaction. I was like, easy there. This isn't Philly. I've been kind of spoiled working at DCW Arena for the last couple months where it's a 10-minute drive from home or a 10-minute walk from home. And, they're all my neighbors. So it's just a big lie, but no, it's like, I was a little hesitant. I was like, I don't, always, you don't want to ever assume it's automatic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So, I was at that curtain just as nervous as if, I've had no idea how just knowing I didn't know how they were going to react. So when I heard the reaction, I just kind of went into the zone and did everything I could to pay tribute to Scott Hall. So, and that's the cool thing too about, having experience with TV is you feel the cameras, you feel, the things. Like I'm standing there and I feel the camera come up on my left. I turn around, I do the toothpick right into the camera like Scott. And, I did it in such a way where I took my time that like the person who was taking still photography got a perfect shot of the toothpick between my hand and the camera lens and stuff
that's
like
awesome.
that.
That's awesome.
That's the thing you got to learn as the business, especially since it's a DV business, pal.
We make movies here, God damn it.
It's true. Just know where the cameras are, finding the cameras. If you're watching on Patreon, I made a square with my face. This is your money maker. This is your money. This is your money maker.
Not the money shot. Not the money shot, because that's something different, Meanie. That's a different program we do. But also, speaking of money shots, don't forget manscaped.com.
Yes.
Use your promo code.
I got my package in the mail.
I'm gonna have my
very
package
fine
for my
products.
package.
Yeah.
Going to moisten my lips as we talk here. But listen, the big question, though, that I have right now is that you mentioned AEW. AEW will be back in Philadelphia April 27th at the Leocore Center. Tickets are available now. Will there be another Blue Meanie appearance at an AEW event?
So. I hope so. But then again, they contacted me like the Friday before the last event, so who knows?
Yeah. Hey, well, we hope so. I hope to see Meanie there. That would be amazing. Go ahead and get your tickets. We're not being paid to do that. I think you should anybody should just go to a wrestling show because it's fucking awesome.
Support all wrestling.
Absolutely. And I guess, Meanie, at the top of the show, we got to talk about the big news that just happened today. Inside Baseball. It is Friday. It is Friday, March 25th. We are recording today in the year of our Lord, 2022. Triple H has announced his in-ring retirement. He had an interview today with ESPN with Stephen A. Smith. Turns out he was, in fact, sicker than most people had mentioned. Viral pneumonia. And he went through and he explained the story, said he was coughing up blood, and he had fluid around his heart. So there's a whole process he goes through. He's talking about these issues with his heart and it's called an ejection fracture, which basically means he's in heart failure. And he almost died. He was very, very sick. Now has a pacemaker, and he is no longer able to compete in the ring. Lots of tributes pouring in for Triple H and thanking him for his career. Let's talk about Triple H. Blue Meanie, tell me some of your favorite moments. I guess because you worked with Triple H at a certain point. You were in the locker room with him. Tell me more about that experience and what it was like to be with Triple H.
Hey, my heart goes out to Triple H, him and Steph. When I worked at WWE, they were nothing but awesome to me. I was the new guy there from ECW. I obviously wasn't a body guy, but, he didn't treat me any less or any different than, anybody else. He was very cool, very very welcoming. We hit it off, mostly because we both have a love, for heavy metal, and just being on plane rides and stuff like that, and just bullshitting around, and being able to take a rib, like I told this, we told the story about my first weekend in with the first class ticket, and everybody, ribs you a little bit, and sometimes they, not malicious, but, people say stuff, and, it's all in how you react, and I took it well, and I think that ingratiated me more into the locker room, and, in my first weekend, I think, Insane Clown Posse kind of took the heat off of me, because they, when we got to Connecticut, I got the first class ticket. We got to TV, and that's the show where ICP decided they were going to walk out of TV taping. So the attention from me being in first class, and it's weird. This memory just came to me. The thing about me being in first class went away, and all the attention was on Insane Clown Posse, which the guys in the locker room started talking about. But from then on, like, Paul, Triple H was always awesome. Him and China were great to me. Even at one point, maybe, they even offered to, like, hey, if you ever want to ride with us and train and all this stuff, work out, and, which, I probably could have done or should have done, but, just, I was traveling with Al, and, always feeling like loyal, to Al and stuff like that. I stay with Al, but Triple H was, and hey, when I got released from the WWE, and they brought me back, he was like one of the first people to come up to me and go, "Hey man, I heard you're sticking around. I'm glad you're still here," which meant a lot to me, because hey, just in that attitude, there was more competition behind the scenes as there was in front of the camera, because everybody's fighting for TV time. And, anytime somebody would leave the company, the mind says, okay, cool. Now I get, step up a line. And not Triple H was waiting for me to leave to step ahead of me. He was well ahead of me. But the fact that he was like, hey man, I heard you're still here. Him and China, both him and China were like, I heard they're giving you another shot. I'm glad you're still here. Meant a lot. Yeah. So, he was always cool. And then, I leave WWE. And I would stop back, to visit here and there. And the last time I stopped by a SmackDown in Philly was maybe 5 years ago. And by chance, just run into Paul. Hey, Meanie, how you doing? Hey, Paul, how you doing? Good to see you, blah, blah. Just bullshit for a couple seconds. And Bill Apter was there, and Bill Apter was talking to Triple H about something. And he went away. I was like, hey, good seeing you, Triple H. He's like, good to see you, Meanie. Glad you're here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So 2 days later, and that was the same day JBL had me on the JBL and Cole show where I did a little cameo with Heath Slater and Emma. They were doing like something where they're filming a conversation. I just walk around in the background, notice the camera do a little meanie dance and I run off. So I see Triple H do the thing with JBL. Like 2 days later, I get a call from a 203. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'll pick this up. I pick up and it's somebody, hey, this is so-and-so from WWE Productions. We're doing ECW Unreleased Volume 3. I wanted to see if you're interested. I was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. Cool. You know, and I later learned from that producer, this guy named Mike, he's no longer there, but Michael, the producer of the DVD, was like, we went to Triple H with a list of ECW names. BWO was on there and a couple others. And Triple H picked you to do it. So I was like, talk about, high compliment right there, Triple H could have picked anybody, but he picked me and Stevie. To be fair, it was me and Stevie who hosted with Joey Styles. So, that's another thing, Triple H did for me. He gave me another opportunity to work for WWE and have another opportunity to put food on my table and pay my bills and stuff like that. So, Triple H has always been a great guy, always been one of the boys. He's always been about the boys. That's why you see all the tributes pouring in from people who work there now or people who worked there in the past, because he's a good guy. And I'm sure he catches some flack because, being in office and stuff like that. But, that comes with the territory when, you're in office, Yeah. But, people know the real deal. People know what he's about. He's, a pro wrestler in a sports entertainment world, but Triple H, total class act. I shared one of my favorite memories, which unfortunately had to do with, him tearing his quad. But then, they did this music montage to U2's Beautiful Day, from the chronicle from the injury to him working out and potentially coming back. When they played that, fans went apeshit for it.
Yeah.
And then his return at the Garden, with Kurt Angle, fucking blew the roof off the Garden. So Triple H has been there. He's been a constant there forever. He was there as a wrestler. He was part of the Clique. He's part of the Curtain Call. He got punished for it. But he powered through that. And, for all the, people talk about, Rock and Austin, Rock and Triple H was a pretty good feud too. That nobody really talks about that much anymore. I mean, they kind of
like a low key solid feud, man, big time.
Yeah. They were like two young lions coming up, working their way up the ladder and to get noticed. Rock and Austin was awesome, but let's not forget about Triple H and Rock too. They had a good run, and then he's been a solid. He's been a solid all the way around.
I think it's we would be remiss not to mention the fact that with the Curtain Call, people tend to forget sometimes how much heat Hunter took for that. He and if what's crazy too when you think about it is that fact that Triple H is ingrained in all of those things. If the Curtain Call didn't happen, Scott Hall doesn't go to WCW. Or Scott Hall, if he didn't go to the WCW, the Curtain Call wouldn't have happened, and then he wouldn't have gotten punished, and then Austin wouldn't have won the King of the Ring, and then we wouldn't have Austin 316. Yep. And all these things everything is connected. It was all just, and he is just such a integral part of all of that success. And I think he absolutely deserves the flowers that he's getting right now. And I think he deserves more than that. I think he gets he gets a bad rap. I think he gets a bad rep, and not everything is landed, which obviously in wrestling that happens.
Right.
But I think overall his impact of the business is being felt, and especially to look at NXT. Not even inside the ring. I'm seeing all kinds of posts from people like Bayley and Sasha Banks and all the stars of today that are in the positions that they are because of Triple H. And Travis in the pod squad here saying he was like Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. The whole reason that feud worked is because of Triple H being in that position. I mean, and people don't necessarily realize all that. I think it's nice to see all these people giving him the respect and his credit where it's due.
Yeah, man. And I watched his interview with Stephen A. Smith today, and I felt it. Not to make this about me, but like there was a time, 2006, right around this time of year, if I'm remembering correct, I had gotten sick on St. Patrick's Day 2006. I thought it was just a flu. I tried to tough it out. I went and made a booking out from Philly to Portland, Oregon. I landed in Portland, Oregon. My throat felt like it was on fire. Felt like I was swallowing razor blades, and I was just fucked up all the way around. And things just got worse. And by the time I got back to Philly, and Mrs. Meanie, saw me, my face had exploded with like fever blisters and
all
this stuff. I had long story short, I had a bacterial infection in my lung. It's called empyema, which, anybody can get. It can happen to anybody. I thought, I talked to the doctors. I was like, is this because I'm asthmatic? They're like, no, a couple of weeks before you were in, we had this, girls like, 19 or whatever, super young, athletic track star in here. Same thing. And my stupidity trying to ride it out made things worse, and my lung got a little disease, so they had to go in and remove part of my left lung. So, but
yikes.
Yeah, when Triple H was talking about coughing up blood, it got to the point where I start coughing up blood. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Time to, I said, hey, hon, get my clothes. I'm going to the hospital, and, so to hear, thankfully nothing was wrong with my heart, but, the way he got emotional, I never had been, I had surgeries when I was a kid, but I was too young to remember them, But, just to, think that, they're going to go into your lung and figure things out. And, they had to go through my ribs and put in drainage tubes and all this stuff. So
Jesus,
watching his interview today and how he got emotional, I was like, yeah, I feel that. God. And, I'm glad he's still here.
Yeah.
And hopefully he comes back at his own pace, just a little less stressful, just, but, the world's a better place for having, and especially the wrestling world's a better place for having, Triple H in it. And, thoughts go out to him. Thoughts go out to Stephanie. Stephanie's super cool. Thoughts go out to their kids. Thoughts go out to Vince. Vince is a caring guy for as much as people love to vilify him, even though he does things in business that people question. But, he's making there's a reason why he's a billionaire making those decisions, because he's had to make the hard decisions that some people might not be able to make. So, but thoughts go out to them, thoughts to the families and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're really lucky to have Triple H. I agree with that. He's been one of my favorites. Been a mainstay for a long time, and I'm just glad that he, not only kicked out, but is also seemingly still on the come up from that. So,
oh, and here's another story I forgot. With the whole JBL thing.
Oh, have at it. Our listeners love to ask about JBL. So wait, let me make sure I understand this, Blue Meanie. You and JBL had a tiff. There was a thing that happened.
Yeah, a minor disagreement.
These things happen, Blue Meanie. Take care, brush your hair. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
But they brought me back to Sacramento. It was July 4th, 2006 ish, And I'm standing there, and Triple H comes up to me and goes, "Hey, Meanie, you look worried." I was like, "Well, yeah, Paul. I was told I was being brought back, and I was told had nothing to do with Bradshaw, and they got me working with Bradshaw tonight, and or with JBL, and I don't know." He said, "Stand here for a second." I was like, "All right." He walks away, comes back like a minute or two later, brings me into Vince's office, and Paul went above and beyond and brought me into Vince's office and had me explain my situation and talked to Vince, and Vince reassured me everything was going to be fine. And then, me and JBL had our talk after that, and everything's cool. And it's hard to believe, but two grown men, made up and put our differences aside and did business. And we're friends to this day. I know it's hard to believe, but
if you can see my face, I have a shocked and it's just an unbelievable surprise that this could be possible. I mean, one would assume that this could happen, but not in wrestling, pal. That's not how it works.
Yeah. But that was Triple H. He saw me standing there and saw the look on my face, and he came over to check on me and say, "Hey, man, what's up?"
Yeah.
And he heard me, and he did right by me.
That's
so,
good.
He's a good guy, man. He's a good guy.
Is it? And I guess another question, which is completely unrelated to Triple H, but being in a room with Vince McMahon, like, is it just rad? Like, how do you even start a conversation? Does he start it? "Hey, pal, you're the blue guy. The blue guy, do the blue guy thing." Like, how does it work?
Meanie. I always say this, like, if you had your back to the door with your eyes closed, you could still feel Vince walk through the door, because he's got that energy around him. He's got that aura. He's got that force field around him where you can just feel him. You can feel his presence. So, that day we walk in and he's having lunch. And he's got this big fucking steak, and he's watching the early footage of Hogan's Knows Best, I guess, because season 1 was about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So he's looking at it, writing his notes or whatever. "Meanie, please have a seat." I go over, and he's got a whole fucking locker room to himself with like L-shaped couch and stuff like that. So I just went over there and sat, and this is cool.
Yeah.
And then it was Vince, Triple H, and Johnny Ace, and I just explained. I gave him the like I did after One Night Stand. I gave the Cliff Notes version of the elevator pitch.
Yeah.
"This happened to happen. Blah, 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 blah. Here's how I feel. I assure you, Meanie, if John does one thing wrong in that match, he will no longer work here. You have my personal guarantee." And I took him at his word, and the match went swimmingly.
Yeah.
The match itself was supposed to go a little bit longer, but that's wrestling. That's live. That's TV,
live TV. Yeah.
Shit, I've been in the gorilla position when they're like, "Oh, your match is cut," and you're like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah. Well, at least I showed up. I showered today, so that works.
Yeah. Yeah. We went from having 12 minutes to like 7.
Yeah.
So let's just go right to the heat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but again, Triple H, went to bat for me.
I just imagine just being, I can feel myself like intimidated just even at the thought of being in the room with Vince McMahon. And I'm sure like that goes away after a while, but I don't know, man. I like just imagining being around him, it's like 50 Cent is that type of person. When I met 50 Cent, he just like, he commands the room, like just this aura that follows him where he is. And I guess that's why he is as successful as he is because he just commands the room. But Camerata wants to know from the Pod Squad here. We're talking a little bit inside the group. And don't forget, go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Sign up today. You get to watch us record this, our beautiful faces, every week, early, and now ad-free because we read our ads afterwards, and then we add them in. And it's great. So you come out and hang out with us, have a good time. But the talk of the town still, Blue Meanie, is Mr. Cody Rhodes. We have not gotten any confirmation that he will be at WrestleMania. We haven't even gotten a confirmation that he's been signed. The rumor mill is abuzz with his official signing. But a lot of the conversation I've seen with Cody Rhodes today has involved Triple H and people expressing their, I guess, not disappointment, but willingness to see the two of them link up in some capacity. Do you foresee Triple H having an on-screen authority role in similar to what he had before, or do you think that's it? He's just going to be in the back office, and that's going to be the end, and he'll pop out and do the wave, and then off he goes.
Time will tell. Because this whole thing's still fairly new, where he's still, having issues, got pacemaker and all that stuff, and from what I understand, a lot of people were told, don't even bring up wrestling to him, just let him be stress free. So I think it's going to be a test of time to see how long it takes for him to come back, from that, and just how much stress can he take, because wrestling's more mental. There's a physical toll to it, with the travel and stuff like that and keeping long hours, but mentally, is he prepared, to handle the stress?
Right.
And with the stress, stress, what the stress does to the body, what it does to the heart. So, who knows? What was your part with Cody again? I'm sorry.
Oh, people were just talking about Cody Rhodes and the callback to the throne smashing ordeal, and how it would be interesting to see him, with the sledgehammer, and then cue Triple H and the whole thing. And I don't know, man. I buy into that. I would be interested in seeing that. I'd be interested in seeing the workaround back. I don't know. What do you think?
Triple H comes out and gives him a thing of crazy glue that tells him to put it back together.
You broke it. Fix it.
You broke this. Put it back together.
That is an incredible Triple H impression, by the way.
You broke. Yeah. Well, Paul's smart enough that he would do something. He would do something.
He sees the money in that, I'm sure.
I'm sure when Cody did it in AEW, I'm sure Paul went, ha!
Yeah, I'm sure he's like, that's good. Yeah, that's good shit, pal.
Yeah. Because, everybody go on YouTube and look up a video clip. It says Al Snow talk about Cody Rhodes leaving WWE. Al Snow on Cody Rhodes leaving WWE. And the most important thing Al says in that clip is, you can always go back.
Mm-hmm.
And this clip is maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago. You can always go back. It doesn't matter. As long as you're talented and they know they can make money with you, they'll bring you back.
Yeah.
They brought back Ultimate Warrior back after he held up Vince before he went to the ring at SummerSlam.
They brought Jeff Jarrett back. And not only was he in the Hall of Fame, he was in the Rumble, and he worked in creative.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's business.
Yeah.
So the fact that, Cody went out there and smashed the throne, and I see people out there going, oh, Cody going back, it's such a betrayal to the revolution. No, it's a fucking business.
Yeah. First of all, get your shit together. If you're sitting here tweeting that stuff, like we talk about that, it's like, this is crazy, guys. Like, this is not rational behavior, guys. Pull it together. I understand that you like your product, but you like what you like. But guys, that's a bridge too far.
Yo, I was upset when Reggie White left the Philadelphia Eagles for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
But I realized it was a fucking business decision. Just Leonard Toes didn't want to pay fucking Reggie White, and or was it Norman Brayman at that time? I think it was Norman Brayman, as Buddy Ryan called him, the man in France. Yeah, Norman Brayman didn't want to renew Reggie's deal. And Reggie White was the one of the forefathers of free agency in football. The reason why there's free agency now is because Reggie White and few people, few players lobbied for it. But he left on a business deal.
The fuck
he went
was
to play.
Thinking? Not
right.
Hey, what the fuck were you thinking? Sorry.
Yeah, and the
Stupid.
Eagles let Brian Dawkins go, and he went to Denver. There's been plenty of
You know what that is?
An Eagles fan.
Do you know what that is? You know what a decision is like that?
It's the shits.
What's that?
That's what it is.
It's the shits.
That's exactly what it is, Bret Hart. Thank you for confirming that.
Yes.
Letting go of Reggie White and Brian Dawkins.
It's the shits.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Little Jimmy is asking us here. He is in a live Zoom call. This is sort of like a cross-promotional sort of metaverse blending of the worlds here right now. They're doing some cool shit over at adfreeshows.com. Little Jimmy's in a Zoom call with Arn Anderson. And do we have any questions for Arn Anderson? We should probably get the rub, right?
Okay. Little Jimmy, ask Arn Anderson. The Blue Meanie asks, what was it like working at the Philadelphia Civic Center knowing that Philadelphia was a heel town and he's more likely to get a babyface pop than a heel boo?
And just let him know that I put up the 4 Horsemen sign. Just let him know we're doing it right now. So
for the screenshot. Speaking of wrestling meta,
hold on, let me screenshot that again. Go ahead.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. There we
go. We'll tweet that at him shortly. Jimmy, no reason to be sorry for joining us. You're always welcome here. We're always here. You can find us at patreon.com/mindofthemeanie.
It's okay to be tardy. But real quick, speaking of wrestling metaverse. I'm involved with a new project, the Wrestling Metaverse. So go to thewrestlingmetaverse.com and check it out. It's a really cool project. It's best to go to the website, but it's they're doing some cool stuff. They're getting their own versions of their own wrestlers, and they're signing on more wrestlers like myself. The BWO, Al Snow, Aaron Stevens, hopefully some more people. It's kind of the best way I can explain it is like an open world pro wrestling game. And it's pretty cool to be on the ground floor of something that could be really cool and go on and last forever. But go to wrestlingmetaverse.com. I believe it's at Wrestling Metaverse on Twitter. They have more announcements coming up, but they got stuff where you can buy into the game. There's NFTs and stuff like that, and you can create your own world. There'll be almost like kind of territories, where you take your wrestler to one territory, go somewhere else, and if you get bored there, you travel all over and stuff like that. But I'm in I'm in on the ground floor of something really cool with Wrestling Metaverse. So go check out their website and see what it's all about.
Definitely go check that out. We'll make sure we put that in the show notes as well. As right now, we're doing this live. We're going to do it live. Fuck it. I'll write it and we'll do it live. I am currently tweeting at the Arn Show, and I'm putting up our photo. Hey, sup? I'm tagging us in it now and making sure that they see this. Shout out to Arn Anderson and Conrad Thompson. Friends of the show. If you're not over on ad-free shows, you definitely should be, because it's probably the best investment you'll ever make outside of this one right here, patreon.com/mindofthemeanie. I know after this
I stand corrected real quick.
Oh, yeah.
It's at Wrestlingverse on Twitter. Go to Wrestlingverse on Twitter. The website is wrestlingmetaverse.com. So, yes.
Make sure you go check that out. Pod Squad, as always, excellent to have you here. Lots of great comments in the chat box about Triple H. There's a great feud. Triple H versus Mick Foley. Damn.
Yeah.
What a great fucking feud that was. What a great storyline. I think the one miss for me, though, and I'll never get over this, is the and I know it probably wasn't Triple H's call for the creative, but the Booker T and Sting ends. I don't know, man. They the build felt great. I just thought that, especially Booker T. I feel like Booker T for me should have been the payoff, right? Should have won the gold belt at that time. I don't know. That one sort of sticks for me, but I mean, everything else has been mostly. I mean, well, with the exception of that really weird one thing they did with Kane. But I mean, everything else has been really great. Like, I don't know. I've really enjoyed his stuff. Yeah, Jimmy, we had he sent over the question. He sent a question to you for Arn. What was it like to work in the Civic Center when it was
the Blue Meanie wants to know?
Yeah, here you go.
As a Philadelphia wrestling fan, what was it like to be a professional wrestler working the Philadelphia? What was it like working for the Crockett's in Philadelphia at the Philadelphia Civic Center, knowing that it was a heel town?
So make sure you ask him and let us know. We'll make sure we listen back. Real quick before we get into Ask Meanie, how are you feeling about WrestleMania weekend? Do you have any fun plans coming up for WrestleMania weekend? Will there be an appearance at WrestleMania with the blue guy?
I wish I was doing WrestleCon, but no plans. Oh, if I could get back to the Triple H thing, you brought up, like, the Sting finish. Yeah, I wish Sting would have won, but Triple H, knowing him, like, we recently had the anniversary of WrestleMania 18, where it was Triple H and Jericho, and they both had to follow Hogan Rock.
Oh.
And both Triple H and Jericho talk about, there's no way we can follow that. Let's go on before that. So I could see it a lot of times where Triple H could have been booked to do something, and maybe he wasn't. Maybe he went along with the plans and stuff like that. So, a lot of times, it's not always. He might have some power, but he doesn't have the ultimate power. That's Vince.
It's not like creative control, brother. It's not like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I'm sure. I mean, I would imagine at some point when you get to a certain level, you can have input in that. But I mean, that definitely is. We know where that lands. We know where that sits. So
this is where the power lies, dude.
Dude. Anytime you can reference a crazy whacked out Hogan reference.
That's why you gotta get on Patreon.com/mine. This is where the power lies, dude.
I'm not saying it either. I'm not giving it away. You have to come and watch the video. But Meanie,
yes.
Would you like to ask Meanie?
I would love to. It's time to ask Meanie anything. Ask me something.
Don't forget, use the hashtag AskMeanie, and we may ask your question on the show. Meanie, you got what kind of seltzer you got for us today?
Yeah, for Ask Meanie, I like to have a little bit of seltzer. I have LaCroix.
LaCroix. Did I say that right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember.
Me neither.
Key lime.
Yeah. So
I love it.
Let's see. 3, 2, 1. Sam and it. There we go.
Delicious. Not as delicious as this, though.
It's the shits.
I can't remember what regular air smells like.
It's all fart and poop jokes here. All the time. I'm going to go back into the pod squad here. I'm going to get us a question. We're going to start with Anthony Camerata this week. Meanie.
Camerata.
Meanie, have you ever gotten vertigo looking up at the high seats or the light when you're on your back from inside the ring?
I was counting the lights so often I was used to it. Nah. Especially, knowing that, in wrestling, you always got to sell for the cheap seats. That's when, you always tell guys, it's good to, let the first couple rows see it, but ultimately we're doing things for the people in the last row as well. So, and when you're selling to the people in the last row, that's when you're making some money. So, I never got vertigo, stuff like that. Nah. I wish I had a better answer, but,
Travis from the Pod Squad wants to know,
what up, Trav?
Are you going to any concerts anytime soon? The Darkness is playing in Philly on April 23rd. Always a good time seeing them.
I would love to see the Darkness. I know Wolfgang Van Halen's coming back to town, I think next week. I'm interested in that, depending on tickets and stuff. It's still weird, getting used to going back around crowds and stuff like that. as I'm about to do a wrestling convention. But I would definitely like to see Wolfgang's band. They're touring with Dirty Honey, which is another really good band. I would definitely like to check out. Where's the Darkness playing? If he can give me feedback on that.
Yeah, let me take a look. I'm going to throw it in the old Google here. I know that friends of the show, the Foo Fighters, will be playing at the Lincoln Financial Field in the summer in July. So I will be there taking photos of the band for a website that I work for called Live for Live Music. You can go check that out right now. liveforlivemusic.com. Search for my name, and you can find my most recent set of photos from the John Mayer concert. But it looks like the Darkness is going to be at the Brooklyn Bowl on Canal Street, April 23rd.
That's a new venue. I've never been there.
I'm not familiar with that venue either. I am. I'll have to go and take a look at it and see what's going on.
Darkness is a great band. Darkness is a great band. Very. It's kind of like AC/DC meets Queen kind of thing.
Yeah,
got going on. But what was I going to say? I was watching a really good Foo Fighters concert this morning. They somebody uploaded them from Lollapalooza in Brazil.
Mm.
And if there's anything I love watching concerts from South America where the fans, just bounce up and down like to the music, like boom, 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 boom. If you're a music fan and you like Alice in Chains, watch Alice in Chains from Rock in Rio, 93, and when they do Man in the Box, the crowd just bounces to the point where even Lane Staley kind of breaks character and just starts smiling. They're just watching the crowd, and the crowd's just like boom, 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 just bouncing with. And even Lane Staley, like who's not known to he's known to be serious on stage. He just smiles and aims the mic at the crowd because they're singing right back to him, and it's beautiful. When music's done right, it's the best thing in the world.
I have to agree. When I saw Dave Grohl, being that close to Dave Grohl, I feel like added probably 20 years to my life. But man,
I have one of Dave Grohl's beer cans.
No shit.
Again, one of my boys works over Camden, does security, and they were clearing the stage off, and he grabbed one of his what's those big ass Foster cans, whatever it is,
the giant ones, right?
Yeah. I'm sure I'm getting the fucking beer wrong, but it's a big fucking can.
No, you're right. It's Foster's.
And he's like, bro, where are you? I was like, shit, where I left. He's like, I got Grohl's can for you. It's like, what? So I ran to him a couple of days later, and we both took a sip out of the same can, and then he gave it to me. So whatever Dave has, we have. So just whatever energy I can get from the can. I have to watch his movie too. Foo Fighters just put out that.
It's a horror movie, right?
Horror movie.
Yeah.
Which started out they started out making an album, and they're like, and supposedly the place was really haunted, and
shit.
So they just start goofing off about making a movie in there, and then they're writing a script, and he wrote a soundtrack for a fake band, but it's him, doing the music and stuff like that, and Kerry King from Slayer's in it, and a whole bunch of other cool cameos and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
Mark and Dryden always has great questions. Meanie,
Yes.
let's talk managers. Oh, it's for both of us. Who could you guys see Bobby Heenan? Excuse me, let me try that word name again. Who could you guys see Bobby Heenan and Jim Cornette managing out of today's wrestlers? I'll let you go first.
Jim Cornette or Bobby Heenan?
Goddamn.
Of course, FTR.
Yeah.
I mean, Bobby Heenan managed the Brainbusters.
Yeah, that's a slam dunk right there. That was the first name. That was the first name that came into my mind with Heenan.
Yeah, I wish. I mean, it's a shame Bobby's gone, man. Imagine Bobby Heenan with a fucking podcast, and imagine Bobby Heenan. I feel bad too because I got worked into. Somebody had a fake Bobby Heenan Twitter account, and I fucking fell for it.
Yeah, I remember
because
that.
somehow they got verified. somehow. So somebody verified it. So I was like, oh my God, Bobby Heenan's on Twitter. This is the most amazing thing. It turned out it was horrible. And fuck whoever did that. To play
For
with
real.
my emotions.
For real.
Yeah, Jim Cornette could definitely manage FTR, which imagine. I wish AEW would fucking allow it, just because. Look, Jim Cornette and Jerry Lawler didn't say the nicest things about ECW, but Paul knew business. He brought Cornette and Jerry Lawler into ECW, and the fucking heat,
Oh my God. I will never forget where I was when I saw that. Because Jerry Lawler in ECW was fucking nuts, but watching James E. Cornette show up in the middle of the fucking ring was like, oh my God. I thought the roof was going to blow off the place.
Dude, I can't even put into words the reaction. I've been around I've been in attendance for some awesome crowd reactions. In ECW when, the Pitbulls beat Raven and Stevie for the tag belts in a 2 out of 3 dog collar match. That was electric. One that didn't make it wasn't on TV. I went to the Civic Center and they teased Nikita winning the U.S. belt, and it was a dusty finish. But when the crowd thought he was wanting, the place came up fucking unglued. Heenan. I wish Heenan, Lawler and Cornette at TCW Arena was. I was there when fucking McFoley won the WWF belt. I was there when Jericho debuted for WWE with Monday Night Jericho with the countdown clock. So I've been around I've been fortunate to be in certain companies that had these huge reactions. And the crowd when Jim Cornette was there with the racket and, Jerry Lawler, just because it was Lawler and then it was Lawler again. And then the lights went out. And it was Lawler and Cornette. Fucking insane.
Man,
insane.
Dude. Talk about it.
Insane.
Like, and no one knew it was coming. Like,
no.
That is crazy. Crazy.
That's why I
man.
wish that. Well, now they're hinting that, Bret Hart might be managing FTR. But, dude, if you want fucking heat, Cornette and AEW managing FTR would be fucking heat.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine? Well, I know Cornette has mentioned that, and I think Tony Khan has even said, too, that I can't recall the quote, but he said he listens to Cornette and he listens to the things that he says. So, again, if Tony Khan is looking to do good business and you want that heat, brother, you better fucking you pulled in Jim Cornette. That's how you get heat, man. That's real heat too. That's old school fucking no bullshit heat. That's how you get, and it's going to be better than whatever Lambert's doing right now. Lambert's stuff, that's hit or miss for me, mostly a miss. You get Cornette in there, who knows what he's doing and can actually be that person. Holy shit. Unbelievable. That'd be crazy. Crazy good.
And as the saying goes, heat puts meat in the seat.
I'm trying to think about anybody that's currently in WWE that I could see Cornette or Heenan manage. Obviously, FTR is like my first go-to for both of them because either one of those guys could easily do that.
I would have loved to see Jim Cornette manage Cesaro.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been a hell of a pairing.
Yeah, because Cornette would. That's the thing. It's not a slight against Cesaro. Just let Cesaro be the machine, and let Cornette be the mouth.
Yeah,
the killer. Silent but deadly, kind of like Bobby Eaton.
I could even see in some respects, I could see Heenan managing Nakamura.
Yes,
that would be an incredible pairing.
Or Cornette. Cornette could easily manage Nakamura.
Yeah,
be his spokesperson. His representative.
Yeah, his special counsel, if you will.
That's what I was looking for.
There you go. Yeah, there's probably hundreds of comparisons you could do, but I would love to see. I'd love to see Cornette back in as a heel manager somewhere. Get that heat, but I don't. I wish Bobby Heenan was still around for this. Let's see what else we got going on here for questions. Another question from Camerata. Have either of you had the chance to watch DDP's Netflix series that also has John Morrison in it? It's called Guardians of Justice. Shout out to DDP, friend of the show and friend of Foundation Radio, Diamond Dallas Page.
A friend of wrestling. He's got Buff Bagwell living with him over at the accountability crib.
That's right.
And good for Buff Bagwell. Buff's a good dude. He, I know he's been polarizing amongst some people and stuff like that, but Buff has always been good to me. Always been a class act, and life's about small victories. Waking up, is a small victory. Putting your feet on the floor, standing up, going about your day, small victory. So Buff's had his issues, and the fact that he's come to the realization that he needs help is a small victory. And all the small victories lead to bigger victories. So the fact that Buff is down there with DDP and Jake, getting his life in order, I'm very proud of him. I'm very happy for him, and I hope to see, his story arc as he on his road to redemption. So,
agreed.
Shout out to DDP. Shout out to Buff. Shout out to Jake. But what was the question? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. He wanted to know if we had seen his new show on Netflix, Guardians of Justice.
I have not. I'm sorry. I just finished watching a series called Worst Roommate Ever, which not unsurprising. The last 2 episodes is a 1 and 2 part episode about somebody in Philadelphia.
Of course it is. Of course.
And it just happened recently, and they're showing like news clippings. I'm like, how the fuck did I not know about this? I'm not going to go into detail. Go on Netflix, watch Worst Roommate Ever. It's like 5 or 6 episodes, but the last 2 are the same person. This person that is that much of a piece of shit.
Jesus.
That they had to do a 2-parter on it. And it's like a whole, and the main event happens like right here in Philly. But I was like, it was 2017. I was probably heavily into the Eagles Super Bowl right then. So I was in sports mode,
Yeah. I don't know if I can even tell this story. There was a guy I knew in high school who should probably belong on that show. We were friends, and I think we were friends in sophomore year, and then he fell off the face of the earth. And you ever just randomly Google somebody and you're like, I wonder whatever happened to that person. Here it turns out his fucking roommate shot him and killed him in a fucking a whole roommate ordeal. And I was like, I did not see that coming. What a twist. But yeah, I mean, reading the story and finding out what happened to him, it was like, oh my God, this guy just went completely off the rails. But unfortunately, bad things happen there. But yeah, I am looking forward to seeing that. We also have breaking news. If we can hit the action news button real fast. Looks like Arn Anderson has answered your question on the show.
Oh.
On the live stream that they have from what
I can't wait to watch it.
He said it was also a great answer, so I cannot wait to see what the answer was. Little Jimmy, if you can get us a timestamp on that, I would love to check it out, and we'll post that clip in the Patreon group if we can.
I am a proud member of Ad Free Shows, and I am very grateful for the material they gave me to help my day pass by. So I will be checking that out. Friend of the show. Shout out to friend of the show, Conrad Thompson. And I am also a proud member of Ad Free Shows, and you should be too. So they don't pay us to say this. We pay them because they're that fucking good. Adfreeshows.com. Looks like we have time for one more question here. John Russo wants to know, hey, Meanie, what's your funniest story from your time visiting or working in Atlantic City? Oh, man. Shout out to John Russo. I think he works for the Press of Atlantic City.
He does. Just threw him a follow from the Meanie account, too. So you're welcome, John Russo.
Nah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
Dude, living in Atlantic City there are plenty of stories. Especially in the 80s when, there's always, shows at the casinos and celebrities in town or celebrities in town just for, the Tyson fights, at Boardwalk Hall where they had WrestleMania 4 and 5. There was a time in my life where I was a teenager working in the Ocean One Mall, which is the mall right across from Caesars, the one that it was supposed to look like a ship. I'm working at work for a company that owns a bunch of booths, and one day I'm, working the machine that where you enter your age and it tells you, the cost of a loaf of bread when you were born and all this stuff and all that. But then they also had a machine where like it was the gypsy machine, and it was kind of like my introduction into becoming a worker because I had to convince people to give me $1 and put their hand on the glass and I give them their fortune. Which was just me hitting the space bar on the keyboard and it just gave a random message. But, and being in that mall, any random day, like you can see like Howie Mandel walk through, or this one time I'm working there. I'm right across the hall from the Fudgery, which is like, where they make fudge and they sing the fudge songs and stuff like that. And it was a slow night and I'm just standing there. And the girl across from me goes, oh my God. And I look up and she's selling for this dude. And it turns out it was like Bobby McFerrin.
Oh, no shit.
Don't worry, be happy. And like, I don't even know if I should go with this story, but because he was kind of a dick. But
really?
It's like, not really, but really, like,
I'm surprised to hear this. Bobby McFerrin, don't worry, be happy, is a dick. That seems unusual.
Kind of. Low-key dick.
Low-key dick.
I go, yeah, I'm just a teenager. I'm like, oh, you're Bobby McFerrin. He goes, well, if I was Bobby McFerrin, where did Bobby McFerrin go to college? I went, what? What? Huh? Like to see if I was like a real fan. Like, I heard, Marilyn Manson talks about people asking for autographs, and he goes, okay, name 3 songs that aren't hits, or something like that, because, but like, dude, you're fucking Bobby McFerrin. Beep, bop, ooh, bop, beep, bop, bop. I should have said, I don't know what you're, I should have started doing his shtick back to him, But he's kind of a dick. I was like,
it is kind of a dick thing to say, isn't it? Yeah.
I just wanted to say I like your stuff, And he's like, and he was like, well, it was, and then he said to college and like slowly walked off with his wife. And I was like, man, what a dick,
man.
But here's a story of a different story.
It's funny that you mentioned Bobby McFerrin being a dick because I feel like now we have that connection as well, where we've met musicians who have been total pricks in Atlantic City.
But he wasn't like totally like, oh, fuck you. He was just like, oh, well, if I was Bobby McFerrin, where did I go to college?
Wherever, a college? I don't know.
Dude, it's 89. Wikipedia doesn't exist right now. So
right.
Get back to me in 2022.
Right.
So here's a cool story. And I don't know if I told this one. So Holyfield and Foreman are fighting in Atlantic City. And if Trump Plaza is on the ocean, I'm on the opposite end of the island on the bay. So you can see the so I was like, you know what? Let me walk down there. So I walk down and, I go hang out in the lobby, fucking run into, there were so many celebrities there. It was insane. I ran into, my classmates from 8th grade and we're just hanging out. We see Luther Campbell from 2 Live Crew. He poses for a photo. My buddy Bruce Smith from the Buffalo Bills was there. My buddies took photos. I took photos of them with him and stuff like that. And so like there's like a faux red carpet. It's not a red carpet, but I got the barricades up.
Yeah. So
I'm standing there and we're watching people walk through. So Jon Bon Jovi shows up and he tries to be slick. He goes around the back of the crowd. So like I feel the Jovi walk by me.
I feel the Jovi.
I feel the Jovi. I feel like this power go behind me. I turn around and I went, oh shit. So I start walking behind. I start power walking behind him, and he just gets fucking mobbed in the lobby, right? Starts signing autographs, very cordial. And he just scurries back to his limo, like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, because he got mobbed.
Yeah,
and like I can see where he might have got like vertigo. Speaking of vertigo, and just let me get the fuck out of here. So he goes back to his limo, and his limo's pulling off. And I run up, I'm taking photos of the limo, and he's signing autographs out the window. So I was like, shit, I know where he's going. I know exactly where the fuck he's going. Because in Atlantic City, it was Trump Plaza. It was the convention center. And then on the other side was the Atlantis, which used to be the Playboy Casino.
yes.
And Trump owned Atlantis. So I was like, it was a Trump event. So I start running the opposite direction. I run up to the boardwalk, run down the boardwalk, past Boardwalk Hall, run down, make the right into the Atlantis lobby. And I'm running. I know I'm heading right for the fucking elevators. I get to the elevators. He's about to step on an elevator. And I'm blown up. I go, Jon Bon Jovi! Jon Bon Jovi! And he stops. He holds the elevator. And
What's
he
wrong with
looks.
this poor kid? He must be in distress. Hold on, hold the elevator.
Yeah. So I'm like, every be winning, you're trying to drink water and it just goes down your chest instead of in your mouth.
Tom Bon Jovi.
Yeah, I'm like a dog drinking out of a garden hose. Jon Bon Jovi. I just to get his attention. It's like if you, it's like a Ferris Bueller type thing, Just so he looks. And I'm trying to walk towards him, hey, and there's a hotel security guard. Sir, do you have a room key? Jon Bon Jovi. So John, I'm looking at, she's breaking my balls, I guess she's doing her job, to give John surprise. You can't go in the elevator if you don't have a room key. Ask me if I have a room key. She knows I don't have a fucking room key. She knows I'm a fan, just trying to, So he holds the elevator. Gives the, holds up the, one moment thing, walks over, gets the security guard who's breaking my balls about the room key, goes, can you please take this photo with me? And he asked her to take the photo of us together.
Oh, wow.
So if you see the photo of me and John, is I'm just it's like a total Chris Farley type,
Hey,
just.
do you remember when you,
yeah,
when you sang Living on a Prayer? That was awesome.
And I thanked him, and he said, oh, thank you. And he looked and he read the security guard looked at her name tag, thank you, whatever her name was, and got on the elevator. But he was like the opposite of Bobby McFerrin. He was super cool.
That's awesome.
And then from there I went back to the Trump Plaza where the fight was, and me and my buddies from grade school were like, fuck, let's figure out how the fuck to get in there, right? It's the Foreman fucking...
Yeah, you got to get in there for this fight. Yeah.
So here was our fucking Ralph Cramden idea. We walk over to the side of the the convention center, and they have those steel doors where, on the other side, you probably have the push bar to open it, but on the other thing, it's just a flat surface. So a couple of us got on one side, got on the right door. The others got on the left side of the door. We all put our fingertips inside the door like a wedge. Mm-hmm. And we both went on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And we both pulled our respective doors, and the doors fly the fuck open. And it's like out of a movie, like a light probably shined on us, and their security guard went, hey! And we just scattered like fucking cockroaches, and we ran into the convention center and up the stairs, and you just run to the last. You can't catch all of us, right?
Yeah, you got to go to the highest place you can go. Yeah.
Yeah. So we ran up the steps. We get to our section. We're standing there. We're looking around. We're waving our arms, and we all get together and we watch the Holyfield Foreman fight.
Crazy.
And then after that, we watched the Holyfield Foreman fight. I worked my way down to the ground level. Fucking Captain Lou Albano was there.
Wow.
Captain Lou was there with his wife, so I go over. I have him sign I had a dollar bill. He signed a dollar bill, God bless you, whatever. He takes a photo. Then I work my way over into the convention center a little bit more. Fucking Muhammad Ali walks by me in his entourage. I'm like standing like maybe a foot, 2 feet from Muhammad Ali as him and his entourage are, leaving the convention center.
Wow.
So I was just living. And then the next day, I was like, fuck, let me go back down to Atlantis. I wake up the next day, walk in the lobby, there's Mr. T and fucking Gene Hackman. And if I didn't have photos with all these people, it sounded like I was making this shit up.
Oh my God, dude.
I go up to Mr. T. I was like, "Gotta get a photo." He goes, $5. He tried to Virgil me. I was like joking around. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Tried to Virgil me.
Yeah. But Gene Hackman, on the other hand, Gene Hackman took a photo. He was like, and Gene Hackman thanked me for taking photos with him. And I was like,
that's amazing.
Dude, thank you. You're fucking Gene Hackman.
Yeah, right.
But,
I'd love to see that Jon Bon Jovi photo. I don't know have you posted it before?
I have. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I would love to see that one. Yeah.
We can put that up in the the story behind this photo today on this week on
Mind of the That'll be our clip for the week. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Mind of the Meanie clip. That's great, man. So
I have to give credit to Billy Corgan for that line for the Jovi. He's like I didn't listen. Yeah. I was with me and Billy were talking about music. He's like, I didn't listen to much Bon Jovi, but I gotta give the Jovi his due with I've seen a million faces and I rocked them all. That's a great line.
Yeah. The Jovi. I felt the Jovi behind me.
Let's call that this week the Jovi.
I felt the Jovi.
Yeah.
Oh man. So Blue Meanie, I gotta ask you, where can everyone find you on your social media places and pages or whatever you want to call it? Where can they find you?
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
If you would like to follow the Blue Meanie, I don't mean just stalk me and shop right when I'm food shopping. I mean,
but if
follow
you
me on
see
social
him
media.
in public, the only acceptable way to greet him going forward is Jon Bon Jovi.
Yeah. Jon Bon Jovi. Yeah.
That's going to be a sound clip. You know that, right? Like, it's going to be on the board now.
And then, maybe like a year later, I ran into Richie Sambora. That was pretty cool. It's Trump Plaza, too. But if you would like to follow me, all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, which I haven't figured out yet, go to @BlueMeanieBWO. If you would like to support the Blue Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Blue Meanie. If you would like to support Mind of the Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. If you would like to look and smell as good as the Blue Meanie, go to MadCatBeardCare.com. Get yourself some Blue Spruce oils and creams for your beard, and all the money goes to helping cats. That's why it's Mad Cat Beard Care. So go to madcatbeardcare.com and get some Blue Spruce. Go to WrestlingMetaverse.com. Get on the ground floor of a great new wrestling game that's coming out. Very interactive. Be one of the first people to get on board with this and say you knew when the Blue Meanie told you to get on board at WrestlingMetaverse.com. If you have a special event, go to cameo.com/BlueMeanieBWO. I could do birthdays, Christmas, graduations, fuck offs, whatever. I don't do the fuck off one, but I've done a couple eat shits. But go to cameo.com/BlueMeanieBWO. And Mr. Barnard, where can we follow you?
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram @ThisIsGoober. Yes, it is my handle. Yes, I'm keeping it. It's a brand, pal. You can also check out my program, Foundation Radio. You can go to foundationradio.net. You can also follow me on Twitter for that account at FND Radio Pod. Got a lot of really cool interviews and conversations and stuff coming up, including Sam Watch's Bad Wrestling Poorly. I forced the poor guy, the executive voice of both Foundation Radio and Mind of the Meanie, Sam Krebs, forced him to watch The Finger Poke of Doom. And let's just say he was not a happy camper. So go ahead and check that out. You can check that out all in the archive right now. Go ahead and pick up a t-shirt at ProWrestlingTees.com/Foundation Radio. Help support the show. keep the lights on in the Casa Barnard. Patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Go ahead and sign up right now. Become our patron. Don't forget to go to manscaped.com and use promo code MindMeanie for 20% off plus free shipping. Meanie, it is always a pleasure to see you. Our next episode will take place post WrestleMania, or actually pre-WrestleMania, I would imagine. So we're going to do our best to try to give our predictions and give you a little bit of taste, a little slice before we head out. And I am looking forward to seeing you all next week for the Blue Meanie. I am Adam Barnard. Join us each and every week as we take a trip through the mind of the Meanie. Peace.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie was recorded and produced by Adam Barnard and was engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional production and narration provided by Sam Krebs. Our executive producers are Josh Chernoff, Adam Barnard, and the Blue Meanie. Our opening theme is performed by the Swamp Candles. Our closing theme is performed by Chikara. The show contains original music produced by Enrichment. Get additional bonus content by becoming our patron on Patreon at patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Mind of the Meanie. This has been a Butts Carlton media production in conjunction with the MLW Radio Network. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order. Dad, why is Blue Meanie's brain out?
The world of MLW Radio never stops.